TheJamies.net.
Half Moon Cay, which is also known as Little San Salvador Island, is a private island owned by Carnival Corporation that is located in the Bahamas. We visited the island several times over the years and returned aboard the Holland America New Amsterdam in March 2024. During our most recent visit, we finally experienced the Stingray Adventure through a shore excursion with a cruise line. In this video, we'll share our experience swimming with the Stingrays at Half Moon Cay. Just a quick note that if you enjoy this video, please give us a thumbs up or leave a comment. It really helps our channel. And consider subscribing so you get alerted when we add new videos. After a relatively short water shuttle ride to the island, we made a quick stop at the information hut to sign in for our excursion. Shore excursions could still be purchased at the information hut, but we pre-booked our excursions since many of the popular ones fill up quickly. We had a little wait before the start of our Stingray adventure, so we found a spot to sit at Half Moon Cay's Welcome Center Plaza. In addition to restrooms, the plaza also had lockers, a first aid station, a bar, and some souvenir shopping available. After a few minutes, our shore excursion was announced, and we gathered near the plaza's fountain. Then a coordinator took us to a waiting tram, and we were soon on our way to the Stingray Adventure. When we arrived at the Stingray Adventure, our excursion guides gave us a brief overview and instructions, including information about the complimentary snorkel equipment and water shoes. Following the briefing, we stored our belongings in the complimentary lockers. Locks were not provided, so be sure to bring your own if you need to store valuables. The lockers were located near the restrooms and showers that were available for all excursion guests. Roughly 20 to 30 minutes after leaving the Welcome Center Plaza, we were making our way down to Stingray Cove to swim with the Stingrays. A large pavilion with wooden benches around the edges overlooked the cove and was available for guests who joined the excursion but chose not to get in the water. The pavilion also offered a great vantage point to see the Stingrays before or after the adventure. Although the outside temperature was warm, the water in the cove was quite cold. While the water took a few minutes to get used to, it took far less time for us to be surrounded by stingrays. Our guide spent some time feeding the stingrays, which gave us all an opportunity to have many of the stingrays swimming around us. Most people found a comfortable spot kneeling in the water with hands extended to gently touch passing stingrays. After about 15 minutes of the stingrays swimming around us, our guides gathered everybody into a large circle. The guides demonstrated the proper way to hold the food for the stingrays and made sure everybody understood. Then the guides went to each person, handed them a piece of food, and made sure it was being held properly, and guided a stingray over for an up-close feeding experience. Following behind the feeding guide, another guide brought each person a live conch to hold while we waited for everybody to complete their stingray feeding. Some of our conch snails were particularly active and started revealing themselves while we waited. After everybody was done with their stingray feeding, the guides instructed us to turn the conchs over, which caused the conch snails to reveal themselves even more. In addition to the conchs, each of us also had the opportunity to hold and kiss a sea cucumber, as well as hold a very big starfish. Wrapping up our stingray adventure, every guest had the opportunity to kiss a stingray on the way out of the cove. In total, we spent about 40 minutes in the water with the stingrays, and we enjoyed every minute. In fact, we all enjoyed it so much, we would actually consider doing it again on our next visit to Half Moon Cay.